We are introducing a true bait finesse glide bait, and we are talking about the brand new Baitsanity Micro BFS Glide Gill. Today, we are going to break this thing down, tell you everything you need to know about it, the hardware, the rigging, where to put the weights, the rod to use, everything about this super sick little glide bait. Welcome back, my friends. I'm Ben with the Hookup Tackle, the Tackle Otaku on Instagram, being joined by my guy CJ.
What up?
Today we are talking about a very fun topic, and that is glide bait fishing, but we are talking about it on a bait finesse realm.
Interesting. Nice.
So a fun conversation. Now, Baitsanity has been diving into the bait finesse realm with their Micro BFS Glide Minnow and their Minnow Crank. But behind the scenes, secretly, we have been working with Baitsanity to expand their bait finesse arsenal. Because baits are really good.
Yeah, they are.
And it's really allowing true glide bait fishing to enter into the bait finesse realm with great moving baits, great colors, and baits that the fish actually eat. And it's a really fun kind of new lane for the Baitsanity brand. Now, there's going to be several more additions coming. Hint, this year. But one of the coolest ones, and one of the ones that I was super stoked to finally get to bring out, was the new Micro BFS Glide Gill from Baitsanity. So today we're going to spend some time just talking about it. I know a lot of you guys scoop these up, so I just want to make sure you guys know what to do with them, how to use them, where do you put these weights, you know, all the things that you need to know about this bait. So first off, let's just spec it out. Let's start with specs so you guys know what this is. So this is a 57 millimeter, just over 2-inch bait that weighs 3.8 grams as it comes out of the box. Now, when you pull this out of the box, it is going to come like this. So you can see that it is basically just, if we took a Baitsanity Explorer Gill Glide and we just hit it with a shrinking laser and shrunk it down, that's basically what we get. Now, it is going to have a single treble hook on the bottom. This is a size 14 treble hook, and it has a rear keel hook on the back that is attached two ways. There is a magnet system in there, and there is also a silicone keeper that we have built on this hook. We built a proprietary hook for this bait. It goes back in, if my old eyes could see the piece. There it goes. Goes back in. It clips into that hole, and then it is in there. And that acts and does two things. It keels the bait, number one. It adds a little bit of weight to the bait, number two. It also gives you a hook in the back. Should a fish just tail nip it, you have the ability for that fish to eat, and then, you know, that pulls out and you can fight them, and then when you're done, you could literally just clip it back in and you're good to go. Okay. Now, if you don't want this hook, you can remove it and just go with the single treble. You can also upsize your treble a size. So it comes with a size 14 treble hook on there. If you want to upsize it to a size 12, you can, and it works great. If all you do is change that hook from a 14 to a 12, you are going to change the sink rate of this thing as well. And that's what we're going to talk about right now. Okay. So out of the box, this bait is going to come as a floater. Okay. The reason for it being a floater is I know a lot of you guys are going to be fishing this from a bass boat and fishing it in areas where bass are feeding up on small bluegills. But a lot of you guys are going to be fishing this from shore. That's how I'm mainly fishing it. So a lot of times you don't want the bait to get too deep down, or you might be fishing in super skinny water, over grass, over obstacles. So by creating a floater, you can get this, and you can get this to twitch and glide maybe a foot or so subsurface. And then if you get it too deep, you need to pause. It will float back up slowly to the top, and then you can re-control your depth. Okay. Now, if you want to change that from a floater to, let's say, a very slow sink or even a faster sink, you can. And one of the ways you can do that is by upsizing your hook one size from a 14 to a 12. Another way you can do that is each one of these baits will come with 2 0.07 gram tungsten weight strips. Okay, so it comes included with 2. You can buy extras. Baitsanity does sell extras of those as well. And those weight strips are designed for you to be able to alter the sink rate of this bait. Now, one of the questions that we've been given or been getting a lot since launching this product is, where do we put the weight strip?
Right. Number one question.
So first off, when you open the bait, make sure you take these out. These are super small. Okay, so make sure you take those out so that you have them. But you can put these wherever you want to put these. Okay, so if you want to put them on the head or you want to put them on the side or do whatever, go for it. Okay, do whatever you want to do. But if you want to put them where they're designed to be put, you just peel the sticker backing off. What I would recommend is you always want to put them on the belly of the bait. That way it stays keeled. Okay, the bait is designed to add weight to the belly, so it will keel and it will still glide and chop. So for the first one, I would recommend just putting right behind the front hanger. Okay, and then see if that's enough weight. And a lot of times that's all the weight you need. It's just that little bit of weight on there so that it can sink down a little bit, and it just give you more of a control so that as you're chopping it and gliding it and getting it to move and you pause, it just has a little bit of that kind of suspend hang time before it starts floating up. It'll still, or it should probably still be a super slow float with the one weight on there, but that'll give you a little more suspend time. If you need a second weight on there so that you can sink it down a little bit deeper, you can do a couple different things. You could put it on the rear joint. Okay, so you could put it back here as well, or you could put it on the front side of that hook hanger. And that's how I like to do it, is on the front side. So now I have a weight on the front side and a weight on the back side of that front hook hanger. So it's going to look like this when you're done. Okay, and then all of my weight is keeling the main body of the bait. Okay, so as it sinks, it's going to sink horizontal, and as it moves, it's a controlled weight movement, so the tail is kind of following the front of that bait. Now what you'll find is with the little added weight, this is going to turn into a slow sinking bait, and you're going to get a little extra distance out of your movements.
Yep.
Okay, so you have a little bit more weight now that's moving sideways that's going to carry the bait a little bit farther. Okay, so if you want the bait to truly kind of glide, right, I would recommend adding the weight. Okay, even if you're fishing real shallow, because that will give you now the ability for that weight to just push it a little farther, and you're going to actually get these really cool glides out of this thing. It's not just a dead walk head choppiness. It actually is built to glide. Now, you can fasten up your retrieve and just get real snappy with it. And what this thing will do is it will literally just almost real fast, just almost move sideways. It's so small to demonstrate it, but it's just kind of
very choppy.
Right? Very choppy. Or you can, use your rod tip or your reel to just kind of give it a little bit of a crank, and this thing will actually kick out and have these smooth, fluid glides to it as well. Or you could incorporate both.
Yeah, sure.
You could chop, 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 smooth glide, chop, 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 smooth glide, chop, 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 right? So play with it, use it how you need to. If you guys are fishing current, you can also just cast it, get it subsurface, and just give it a steady wind. And on a steady wind, it's going to have a real just natural kind of S motion, but the profile is so biteable that is also another way that you can do it. All right, let's talk about rods real quick. There are obviously a gazillion possibilities here in the rod lane. Use whatever rod is working for you. Now, a lot of you guys are going to truly want to bait finesse this. Some of you guys just want to put it on a spinning rod and twitch it around, and that's fine too. The idea is we just want you to have fun with smaller glide baits. Okay, it just opens up the world. Obviously, we built it for bass, right? But you could try it for trout. You could try it for crappie. I've been seeing all kinds of posts coming through our feed with so many different species. Bluegills, they're cannibals. So please play. And the colors are, we tried to go as big of a variety as possible, from, you know, transparent colors to full-bodied colors. We put some, you know, lighter, more bait fish patterns in there. We put perches in there, pumpkin seeds. So please play with those and see what you like. If you're looking to assemble a true glide bait finesse rod, there are a couple options that work really, really good in this lane. Baitsanity has also built a bait finesse glide rod. Okay, now this is a short rod. Okay, you're in that 5.5 foot range, but what they did is they built a rod built for throwing this style bait. And the reason why that's important is so many rods are built for throwing more treble hooked baits. Okay, when you look at true bait finesse hard bait rods, they're built overly parabolic so that they load really easy on the cast. And most bait finesse treble hook baits, you know, you cast them out there and you kind of just wind them straight in. Like when you think of most trout baits, like a great hunting style bait, most of them are just kind of a straight retrieve. And most of the time, you know, a trout is maybe a little softer mouthed, so you want the rod to have even extra give. Well, you can certainly use that style of rod, but the more, you know, parabolic and kind of, you know, flimsy it is, the more kind of shake you're going to get in that rod when you're trying to just kind of twitch this little bait real small, right? So you kind of want the rod to be more on the faster side of things, closer to like a soft bait rod. But at the end of the day, it's still a tiny little treble, so the rod needs to kind of bend. So Baitsanity put that into a rod with their Micro BFS glide rod. So it's soft at the tip, right? But it's still relatively fast. So it's not overly flexible, right? You can see that probably 2/3 of the rod are power, and then the top third is giving you that flexibility. So once you get used to the length and really get your reel dialed in, an Aldebaran BFS fits great on this thing.
Great setup.
It's a perfect rod to be glide specific. Now, if you already have some rods, a lot of you guys have this rod. This is the Megabass Destroyer P5 Pop X stick. This is my second favorite rod for this. And the reason for that is this rod was kind of built for the Pop X. It was built for a topwater kind of popper, kind of, you know, twitch kind of motion. And so it has a similar taper. It has that softness in the top, but then it fastens up down here at the bottom. So it kind of gives you that ability to just kind of twitch without the whole rod bending deep. As you start moving into rods like the ALO and some of those other rods that I love, they just bend so deep in the blank that they're just going to be a little bit more cumbersome, where you're going to really have to rely on your reel to give you those turns. But I find with a bait that's this small, a lot of times I lean more towards using the rod to impart the action, because it's just easier to get a little twitch and then kind of wind, right? And use my rod to give it the glide motion versus a bigger bait where a lot of times we use the reel. So just do what works for you and what's comfortable for you and what you need. But there's a couple of great options for that. All right, and that is a wrap for now. We'll shoot a bunch of on the water tutorial style videos this spring and show you guys some actual applications on the water as well. But for now, enjoy your Micro BFS Glide Gill from Baitsanity. Thank you guys for the support of Baitsanity, and thank you guys for the business. Enjoy the baits. Of course, if you have questions on anything that we discussed, drop them down below. Find me on Instagram. My handle is in the description. I am happy to dive down and make sure you guys are having a ton of success with these products, and stay tuned for some more exciting additions into the Baitsanity Glide realm coming this spring as well. For now, on behalf of myself and CJ and everybody here at the Hookup Tackle Guys, thank you for watching these videos. Thank you for your business. Enjoy your bait finesse glide bait fishing. We'll see you on the water soon. For now, it's peace. Later.
See you guys.